Wow, you got to say, I'd prefer it this way around any time over a boring race with one driver just disappearing off into the distance, which I thought it was looking like that way at the beginning of the race, if I'm honest. So I'm happy in many ways that I'm here to be able to analyse this. So let's get stuck into it, shall we? Norris is on board through the visor cam, so you're seeing it as the driver saw it at the time. Now, this is the first one, lap 55, where we're coming up to the braking zone. That's what it's all about. That's what Stella was just talking about. So if we look on Lando's point of view, there's the 150 meter board, which means that there is the 150 meter board. And if I roll it on, so, sorry, I do know of this track. I've done it a lot on the sim in Mercedes. Pretty comparable speed of cars. So I know that you can brake into this hairpin just after the 100 meter board. So you're still flat out at the 150. There might be a bit of lift and coast, but you'll brake somewhere around the 100 meter board. So I'll roll it on. And you watch Norris on this clip. So as he moves out, and we're coming up to the 100 meter board, so he rolls the car to the right. And there it is. So that's a 100 meter board. Now we're on the brakes for Verstappen. We'll be on the brakes here. So as I roll it on, he's still in the straight line, Verstappen, and Norris has showed his hand. He showed where he's going, so Verstappen will see in the mirror, and now we move. Let's roll it back like that, and I'll go back and play it in slow motion for you. And Norris moves 150. Now we're moving on the braking zone, we're moving on the braking zone. Guilty as charged, as far as I'm concerned. I'll play it again, just so you can see again, and I'll put it how it was for Lando. Pulls out, and then the move. And actually, Lando does very well here to think he's moved, and I had committed to going that way, down the inside. That's where I'm heading. And then suddenly, it is slammed in my face. Now what do I do? That was really risky, and we've seen in the past. We've seen Max in the past get hit up the back. Baku with his own teammate, Daniel Ricciardo. That springs to mind straight away. And he's very lucky that right there didn't get contact behind. So Lando did really well to avoid it. So that was that move. I think that clears up that move. There was definite moving in the braking zone. And as Andrea Stella said, that's not allowed in the rules. They wrote that rule because of Max. So, I mean, it doesn't get any more clear than that. Lap 59, we're at it again. And this time, so Lando moves earlier. And now the move is more subtle this time, I must say. It's a bit more subtle. So Max is moving, and Lando has to think, so he's braking too late. He's locked up the inside front. And this is, I think, I put a little bit more, for Lando, it was a late move. He's locked up, and I think he would have probably gone off the track anyway with this one. And he gave up the position after he drove back onto the circuit. Max was, of course, on the radio, rightly so. He's overtaken me off the track. But Lando did the right thing, and he's let him back past. So, yeah, that was a bit of a miscalculation from Lando's point of view. Max, there is still a bit of a movement under the braking, but it was much more subtle, and I think that was just about okay. And then we come to lap 63. And now I think Lando's lost a little bit of confidence in who he's racing, if I'm honest. So he moves out again, and then what he does here, he should have stayed a lot closer to Max. But he's lost confidence, I feel. So he's going purposely much closer than he should have done into that corner. But he gets the braking spot on. He doesn't go off the track. And I don't feel like he pushed Max off the track here either. Max is, yes, of course, to the outside, but I feel like Lando's judged this absolutely correctly here. And I felt at the time that it was a little bit unfair for Lando. Watch this. 2019. You guys remember this? Max on the inside. This was for the race win. Bang. Leclerc's off the circuit. Max went on to win that race that day and didn't get a penalty for that move. And there was physical contact between the two cars. So you're always looking for a bit of consistency. So when Red Bull are saying, we were pushed off the track, well, you don't get a penalty for that, as we've seen in the past. So if that's how the stewards want to play it with the consistency, then that was consistent in my eyes. And then, of course, lap 64, this is when it came to blows. And, I mean, the only view we really need to see here is on board with Lando. What you're looking for when a car pulls to the inside. And this, for me, this was the move that was going to win Lando the race. He had properly forced his opponent offline, well offline. And we've now got the braking line here. All the rubber's down in front of us. We're on the proper racing lines. You can see from the car in front. to then slingshot. I know what's going through Lando's mind. His slingshot, you're behind on the DRS detection point because, where is that? Yeah, there it is. There's a line. So we're behind the Red Bull at this stage. You're going to get DRS when you exit the corner, and it's all looking so good at this moment to slingshot and be back on the inside on the exit and challenge down into turn 4. This was, as I saw it unfold, I thought this was the move that's going to win him the race. And he's got a car's width. This is the rule. If you move to the inside, you have to give a full Formula 1 car's width to that white line there, because that's the edge of the track. Is there still a car's width?